It's time to go over your latest math extended response called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. As you remember, the prompt said, John has two rectangular mirrors that are similar. The length of the smaller mirror is 4 inches and the width is 6 inches. The width of the bigger mirror is 24 inches. What is the length of the bigger mirror? The only help I gave you for this prompt was I suggested you draw a picture. And then from there, you had to wrestle with the problem and see if you could find an answer, show your work, and write an explanation. So the first thing you're asked to tackle is your work. So I really like how this person has their small mirror and their big mirror, and how they labeled it 4 on the short side, 6 on the long side, and then 24 also on the long side. This was a good start to their work, but they did not show all their calculations. So this person just has their work. They set up a proportion, so they have the short side 4, the long side 6. This is the small mirror. And then they had the big mirror, long side 24, and in essence this was an X. They have their scale factor. They are multiplying both numerator and denominator by 4, and so that's how they got 16 as their answer. But let me caution you here for a second. If you can ever have a diagram, a picture, a model, you should use it. It would help you not only think through the problem, but also show whoever's grading your paper that you can model with mathematics. So this workspace has it all. We've got the picture, small mirror, labeled, large mirror, labeled. They set up their proportion, they showed how they solved it, and they got the answer. This workspace has everything. After you've got your work settled, now it's time to think about your explanation. And remember, you had to explain in words how you found your answer and why you took the steps you did. And so if you look at this person, they told me first I did this because. Next I did this because. Then I did this because. And finally, I think the answer is because. So they have everything they need. The only suggestion I would have for this person would be that if you could get more text evidence, math vocabulary in there, it would be good. But you have a great start here. So this person went a step further. Yes, they have their step first and their reason because, step next because, step then because, and finally because. But notice they've amped up their game a bit, and so we've added some text evidence. They talk about what the question or the prompt said right there. They use some math vocabulary right there. Anytime you can put text evidence and math vocabulary in, do it. It's very impressive. This person also had a really solid explanation. Not only do they have their steps and the reasons, but just check out the math words. Comparing, and then similar. They're talking about their background knowledge and things being equivalent. This is an excellent explanation. So here's our last explanation to look at. This person has their steps and their reasons. They've added some vocabulary. They've added some text evidence. There were a couple places where they weren't quite as specific as they could have been, like how did you know where to put the numbers, or how did you solve the problem? But here's what I want you to pay attention to right here, their very last reason, because wow, this is an amazing reason. It says because you times 4 inches with 24 inches, and you should get 96 inches. And with that 96 inches, you divide 96 inches with 6 inches, and you should get 16 inches is the length of the bigger mirror. That is amazing. So this person has a problem-specific reason. This reason is not going to work for any other problem, but this one, that is amazing. So here's some advice on how to make your math extended responses better in the future. First of all, you have to try something. You can't just sit with a blank piece of paper. Draw a picture. Start some calculations. Even if you go down the wrong path, you can still write about that. You can say, gosh, you know what? I tried this and it didn't work. So then I had to try this. Even going down the wrong path can earn you points, but you have to put something on the paper. I can't stress enough how you should use text evidence and math vocabulary. Incorporate the words out of the question right into your answer. Make everything you write problem specific. That means that your steps and reasons have to be specific to this problem, not any other problem. They are not vague, they are not general, they are very precise. For every step, explain your reasoning for doing it. So you can't just do half, you can't just do the steps. You have to do the steps and the reasons for taking them. Watch your time. If you're feeling stressed because you feel like you're getting low on time, then switch back and forth between your work and your words. So for example, let's say you're getting low on time, but you've tried something. Stop your work and start your explanation. Say, I tried this thing first. It didn't really work because, and then stop your explanation and switch back to your work. Try something else. Then stop and write about it. So you're kind of toggling back and forth between your work and your writing. That way you have a little of both and neither is totally blank. Keep going until you finish or you are out of time. Finally, it is always easier for a grader to assess you if you use complete sentences, correct spelling, and appropriate punctuation. It just makes it easier to read.